Where do you fit in the diaspora that is Black dance?
Well, I hate to speak on this subject. Does everybody talk on it on your, you ask them, I'm sure you ask everybody that question.
Is there something called Black modern dance? And let's say, yes, sure, from dance as it is received and expressed by the Black experience.
We could have a meaningful discussion about Black dance with the larger dance community when they would also discuss white dance. They never discuss that. They'll discuss Chinese dance, they'll discuss Indian dance, but white dance, no, there's no such thing. What do you mean there's no such thing? What are all you people doing?
And a lot of times when we talk about Black dance, we're talking about African American dance. And I do not limit myself to just being in that spectrum.
And if I make a work about sunflowers, to me, it's still the experience of a Black woman, and you don't have to call it Black woman's sunflowers.
You know, when I first heard the term, I was like, what's Black dance? I don't know what Black dance. And I realized Black dance is hip hop. That's the only thing that it is. It's not Black people dancing. It's cultural, it's community dance within hip hop. So that's the Black dance. That's the dance of hip of Black folk in this country, which meant it was community dance, whether it was hoofing, Lindy hop, jazz, all those things, that's Black dance to me.
So I mean, Black dancing body principles have been with us for 400 years, ever since Blacks and whites clashed in the Americas. And of course, there's been the issue of appropriation, if not just outright ripoff, from those beginnings. And also of seeing the Black dancing body as a performative trope.
I think what's really fascinating is having, over the last number of years, evolved to a point where, say your students say like, what do you mean Black dance? Which is like, yes, our job, it's not our job is done, but we kind of did something that we were thinking of, like, can we move beyond that? But at the same time, what have we lost?
I love the conversations that are happening now about identity and about appropriation and about culture and about the richness in people's individual experience and in the history of the Black body. I don't think those same conversations were happening on a larger scale and in a way that was really accepted before. But now, people who are more and more open to hearing, seeing, experiencing what different Black lives, different Black bodies have to say when talking about our culture, our history, and how, and kind of what our place is in this world.
Here is my voice. I'm not making it comfortable or palatable for someone who doesn't understand it. And I think the word that people use now is legibility. I keep hearing that word used over and over again. It's not my concern if my work is legible to everyone, but my concern is that it's authentic and it's deep and it's rigorous and it's full of a charge and urgency to bring something forward.
I feel like, you know, you go to a concert and you are moved by a work. Sometimes you're moved by the physicality of it, but sometimes you really are moved by the humanity that you share. And does that have a color? Or more to the point, does that have a culture?
I realized that's my purpose. I need to switch from shouting in people's faces to shouting in people's faces, but getting them to realize our shared humanity and getting them to elicit a little bit of empathy in the moment.
There's an interest in the Afrofuturism movement, and people are imagining forward. And there's also a big focus on liberation and joy.
I think it's a really powerful thing for the president's our previous president, everybody's favorite president, I think for Obama's portrait to be from a black gay man. That says a lot. That's an artist. I mean, when you're looking at his portrait in comparison to all of these other portraits, it's unapologetically colorful and filled with life and filled with pride.
Claiming black identity means claiming black expressive possibility, and that matters. It matters in the world now. I think it'll matter in the world in 50 years. Like, what our history tells us is that 100 years from now, it'll still matter that sometimes we claim black identity and we claim black expressive possibility because we know there's something there that matters.